Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noé Ruiz, a designer here at Adafruit, and join me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody hanging out in the Discord chat room. Let me add that. Good morning, everybody. We'll take a few moments to greet everyone who's joining us in the Discord chat room. If you want to get an invite code for the Discord server, we have it up here. We have a URL in our top banner here, discord.gg/Adafruit.
Good morning, everybody hanging out. Giving some shout outs to people in the Discord. Good morning, Rosin, to Wester, Paula Cutler, Vince on the YouTube chat. Good morning, TJ. Also on the Twitch, Periscope, and I believe Facebook.
And YouTube. Of course, YouTube.
Oh, yeah, of course, YouTube.
Yep. Cool.
Oh, everything's different.
Yeah, it's all different now. Yeah, every week we struggle with Facebook. Be like, is it up? Is it running? We don't know.
Is it happy today? No.
Is it happy? It's never happy. All right. Well, we're gonna run through the housekeeping stuff as we do in the intro, and then we'll jump into what we're working on and some couple tips on CAD, couple news in the world of our 3D printing, and yeah, we'll look at some stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the coupon code for today. We have a special coupon code this week. It's BIRD. So if you want to check out anything from any physical goods from the Adafruit shop, you can use coupon code at checkout, BIRD, and it'll get you 10% off your total order. Give me a moment to rejigger my my screen.
BIRD is
I got to share the tab with the stuff. Adafruit.com/free is where you can find out all the latest details going on this week. The more things you get, the more free stuff you'll get. So if your order is $99 or more, you get a half-size PermaProto breadboard PCB for free. It gets automatically added to your cart, so you don't need to do any special coupon codes for that. If your order is $149 or more, you'll get the half-size PermaProto plus a KB2040 dev board. If your order is $200 or more, you get the KB2040, the half-size PermaProto, and UPS ground shipping, free UPS ground shipping for continental US only. And if your order is $299 or more, you get the free UPS shipping, the KB2040, the half-size PermaProto, and the return of the Circuit Playground Express. Ooh. So check this out while supplies last. These get automatically added to your order, so that's really nice. And if you want more details, adafruit.com/free. Moving on over to the jobs board. It is under construction, but you can go to jobs board and it'll shoot you over, redirect you to the careers page on the Adafruit site. We have 2 openings right now at the Adafruit headquarters in New York City. So if one of these 2 sound fun and you're in the New York City area and you're in the market for a new position, check those out. And that's the jobs board. It'll just redirect you to the site. And that is the housekeeping. We got a kind of a late show today, so we'll just jump right into it.
All right, cool. Not complete yet. Thought it was worth spending another week on this cool project that we're working on. It is an air quality sensor case for your desktop. So Brent had a really cool idea of taking a look at those really cool sensors that IKEA has been making. We saw, I think Hackaday posted a lot of cool hacks that people have been working on. And with the retro, the March in Tosh post that's been going on, wanted to design one that is closely resembles the Lisa computer. So the Lisa computer, I think the monitor was actually on the left side, but because there's a TFT feather in here on the right side, just go with that. I didn't want to try to remodel it to fit that. So we have our built-in buttons here that we all love, the 1, 2, 3, and then the reset button over here. And then we have this nice case that's completely modular. So we have the air quality sensor in here, the PAMSA 001I. And then on the back here, we have a SCD40 CO2 sensor. And like we were saying before, this is compatible with the reverse TFT feather, either the S2 or the S3. I have an S3 in here right now. We have all these vents to keep it nice and cool. And of course, the vent on the bottom for the PMSA to intake the air. Let's spit it out here. Have a little exhaust fan, so you can kind of see the fan working. If I do put my hand up on there, you can hear the fan.
Don't do that.
Through. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the little fan.
Yeah, don't burn out the motor.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, this is completely modular. So the feet can come off and just have it at that angle there. So the vents are a little lifted up so you can get some air intake. And then the backs as well. So you can actually customize this. I was actually asking you which one looked better. And I kind of like the little the black frame around it looks kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but then the frame for the screen can come off too.
Oh, cool. Look at that. Little bezel.
This little bezel. And it's only on there so you can hide some of the stuff.
Oh, right. No, but it adds this cool depth to it, which is really nice.
So you can add a black one here and completely customize the look based on your furniture and environment.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little black one there. We have these aren't intake holes. They're supposed to be the NeoPixel stick. So it'll like turn green when the air quality is good, yellow when it's moderate, and red when you have like a bunch of solder smoke going everywhere. Let you know that air is not really that good to breathe. So since this is compatible with the other feathers as well, this one has a little blank cover on there, sort of hide away. You know, there's no display on this one, so I wanted to make a blank bezel on there so you can see on the inside. This one just has a regular feather S2 on the inside.
Cool.
Go ahead and take this guy apart. The back lid snaps in like that, and you can see how this guy is mounted in there. So the way that this is mounted, just unplug this guy. It just comes right out like that, and everything is held together with this nice little fancy frame on both sides. One side is dedicated to holding the feather and the NeoPixel stick, and then we're sharing the frame with the PSMA and
nice.
the SCD40. So just one frame, and then one additional little framing that goes on here to add either I forget what the size of these stemma sensors are, the wider ones, or you can even swap this out for something smaller. I was using the BNE 680 on here as well, but I wanted to get the CO2 readings on there, so swapped it out for the SCD40 or the 41. Both fit on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way that this guy is mounted on there is just with the M25 and M2 screws, because the mounting
the ESP chip is it's pretty wide, so you want to have smaller screws for those standoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually for the ESP32 module on there.
Yep.
Chopped out so that fits in there. Should fit all of the ESP32s, the S2s, and S3s. And then we're using the M2 screws for the mounts on the NeoPixel stick. Everything's connected with these pins, so everything is completely modular. You can unhook this guy. Same thing with the stemma cables. Everything comes apart, nice and easy. And then take a look at the inside. You can see how these raised little buttons are pushing on the S or the stemma buttons. And then excellent job on the vents.
Yeah,
the way they printed out. I thought it was going to be nothing but stringy cheese everywhere, but
no, you got good active cooling.
Came up pretty sweet on that. And then, like I was saying before, compatible with monitors or non. So the reverse TFT or just a regular S2 with no monitor should fit perfectly on there. We were going to have this compatible as well with, I forgot the other air quality sensor name. We'll have to take a look at that a bit later.
Oh, the Sense
55,
55,
yeah.
From
even like
Sensorion.
even the pins that I got for it was not compatible with it.
Yep.
So if we jump over onto...
Go ahead. I was kidding.
As
No,
I say,
this is
once
great because the Breakout has the STEMMA QT ports on it. So it's compatible with Whippersnapper and CircuitPython. We have a good library for it and a couple example projects so folks could get right on it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump over to my Whippersnapper screen. You can see how this guy is showing all the data for the air quality. I can see you can have a graph here. You can see the peaks here up to 20 when I was doing some soldering, and then a nice little graph showing you what it's currently at. I was reading this as 0, going, oh no, it should be like, have one value in there as well. But when you look at the charts, 0 is actually part of the values to tell you that the air is pretty good. So like 1 to 5, I believe, is good air quality. 5 to 30 is like moderate. I think above that is dangerous. So if I go over to just the device page for this, you can see a little bit more info. I wanted to highlight this. I think it was added yesterday by Brent, Tyler, and team. It's a cool new UI for the NeoPixels on here. So these aren't adjustable. These are just palettes, so you can quickly go to a color and choose something, or you can do the color picker and choose your own custom color, and this will immediately show. Let's have the other.
Oh wow, that's great.
Actually looking at it right there. Yeah, you can see how quick that is.
Yeah,
it's
almost instant.
And you can see here that in addition to the PM 2.5 standard for the particles, you also have PM 10 and PM 100. So you can get a little bit more granular in terms of the particles that are in the air. We're just using 2.5 standard right now. And then here's your CO2 values. And of course, as well as that, you have your humidity and your temperature.
Wow, it's a lot.
I wanted to go ahead in here real quick and take a measurement every 30 seconds. So you can see this update in real time. So if I go over and sort of breathe on it, see if that's
give some coffee breath.
Probably not, since it's not really looking at the CO2 values. I don't think so. It's looking at like if there's alcohol or stuff like that in the air.
Particles, actual particles.
Particles, yeah. Go ahead and fake it. It's red.
There it goes.
No, that was a fake out. But yeah, it works. I would bring the soldering iron out here and show it off, but I think you guys believe me.
Yeah. No, that's great. So it's inspired by that IKEA air quality sensor that's new. It's hard to get right now, so we figured, hey, let's kind of take a little spin on that and see if we can make a little mini desktop air quality sensor. So you got temperature, CO2, humidity, and actual parts. What is it? PM2. What does it stand for?
25.
Particle something.
I forgot. I'll hear it all the time on.
So it's just a fully featured like air quality node, and it sits right on your desk with the Feather TFT already on it. You don't have to wire up a display; it's just already on it. So it's very like plug and play. You just got to solder a cable for the NeoPixel, but it's easy enough to do that and kind of fashion your own like LED indicator setup. But Whippersnapper has alt support for it, so it's really nice to just get in there and kind of set it up and just start reading data. Yeah, there it is. Parts per million. Thank you, Tinkering Tech on YouTube and Howdy. They said that. Parts
so
per
like we were saying before, you can log all of this and keep adding sensors on there, so you can have a nice little node and have that all easily connect. Super easy to add. We've gone over this before, but you literally just click on add component and you can see here all of the other ones. Here, this is the Sense 5 X. That's the one we're going to add later on.
Yeah, you have to get your own cable to connect to it because you ordered it off DigiKey and it didn't come with the cable. Is that right?
No, it did not. So that is a good word of warning in there.
Just be careful about those. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would be compatible with the 1.25 pitch cables that we have, but
Yeah, they have their own kind of cable connector.
Slots are different. All right, cool. And that's what we're working on. Nice little simple desktop air quality sensor in the shape of a retro Lisa computer to go along with March and Posh.
Very cool. Definitely check out Whippersnapper, folks, if you want to start playing around with some of the sensors and putting it on, make it kind of an IoT device. That's really cool. I'll also note that there's CircuitPython support, and you got some CircuitPython demo code running on it, because right now CircuitPython has really good display support, so you can start using display IO to display your sensor data right on your display. CircuitPython makes it really easy to do it, and we're gonna have Liz, who's on the team, kind of create a nice user interface so that you got some icons and stuff on the display to kind of make it look more a little bit like the IKEA air quality sensor, because right now it's just kind of like your default text, and it looks more like a terminal, which is kind of cool. It looks like this retro computer, but we want to make the font bigger and add some icons.
Yeah, that's actually why I was trying to say that it was like a Lisa retro inspired, just because of the way that it looked like a terminal, the way that the layout for all the texts is. You can kind of see there. It is pretty standard way that a terminal would work. I like how real time. This one will show you if I blow right on it. You can see the numbers going crazy.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyeth on Twitch is saying PM equals particulate matter, often in ppb or parts per billion. Particulate matter. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. So that will be coming next week.
That's great. I love the kind of swappable faceplate. Looks really good like that.
Yeah, it was all trying to avoid supports and all that, since everything, the way that it prints face down, especially with these. I tried printing it vertical, but the buttons obviously did not work out. Print it vertically, but yeah, everything goes in there. Here's the reset button. You have access to that. You can restart that. And what else? Yeah, I guess you can modify the legs if you want these to be taller. Right now I just have it at an angle, which is the angle, so you could easily read the screen. Otherwise,
it's pretty deep. Yeah, it's pretty deep bezel in there. But yeah, it's a cool approach. I haven't seen that kind of thing.
It's always like when you're 90% done with the project, where you start like adding all the feature creep. You're like, oh crap, it should have been this way. And at the end, like right on Monday, I'm like, oh crap, we should probably add a UI because everybody's liking this IKEA one. So let's go ahead and push it back a week.
Yep. Which is good.
Totally worth it.
Cool.
All right, and
we got some shout outs. BR on YouTube. Hello, saying hi. And then we also have Jack in the Shop saying hey guys. And Trevor S on 3D on YouTube as well saying hello. Hello everybody.
We are hanging out. Yes, Brent says always good to know when to open a window, unless your pollen count is like super high. So all the windows are sealed right now. Like Rufio isn't even allowed to go out in the pool area because of all the pollen and dust going around.
Cool. Yes,
that's what we need. We need like a pollen count or whatever.
Pollen sensor.
Yeah, maybe just like
a matter.
Yeah, maybe just a the heck's the name of it? RE display. Come on. Oh my god, I'm blanking out on the name.
It's all right.
It's pretty much the project that Anne made for the rocket launches, but instead of showing that, show like the pollen count.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, if anybody wants to pick up those sensors, you can use coupon code BIRD to get 10% off your parts order.
Yeah, let's see. Is the reverse? Yep, it's back in stock. The S2 TFT reverse S2. I was waiting for that one. That is back. I think the S3 is still in stock, so go pick some of those up.
Nice. Yeah, great dev board. My favorite dev board right now. I have one on the desk right now for my Octoprint rig. I disconnected it right now, but there it is. You're going crazy with the tabs. All right,
sorry.
cool. That's going to be next week's project. We want to make sure that we have a nice interface and everything. So again, shout out to Liz for helping us out with the UI code in CircuitPython. You ready to talk about the Epcot Ball?
Whippersnapper team.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and we got one more prototype.
Yeah.
What you're working on?
Yeah, we have been tasked to do an ambitious project. So this is the geodesic sphere, at Epcot and Disney World, Florida. It's the spaceship Earth is what it's called. This massive geodesic sphere is recently got a whole bunch of LEDs on it, and we've been seeing a couple of projects that are trying to replicate this massive art display, I guess you could call it. There's an actual ride inside of it if you don't know, but it's just an amazing LED like display. It's massive, and Lamar thought we should try to do this, so we have started modeling some geodesic spheres in Fusion 360, and we've seen this in person. It is an amazing LED art display. During the holidays in 2021, we got to see it up close and personal. It's epic, and we're going to collaborate with Phil B and Liz Clark to kind of figure out how to map this LED, how to do the LED animations for something this big. We're still in the prototyping phases. We probably aren't going to do a full dome that has this many LEDs because it's going to be just a very difficult, time-consuming assembly, but we might do something a little bit smaller. So with that, let me kind of show my Fusion 360 screen here. Where is it? It's somewhere here. There it is. Okay, so in Fusion 360, I've started gathering up some different ideas. So this is a geodesic sphere that is classified as a 6V. When you're researching geodesic spheres, they come in different frequencies. And the real Epcot one is an 8V, but this here is a 6V. It's like how many subdivisions the triangles have. So what I've started doing is trying to figure out how to 3D print the sphere into two halves, and then how to kind of get our Feather RP2040 Scorpio board and a Perma Proto board in there so that we can kind of wire up the voltage and the ground pins separately, and then the digital pins on this breakout here. So we're kind of trying to figure out the best approach for this. We scaled it to 200 millimeters in diameter. That's about 8 inches in diameter. We have some magnets here for the two halves to snap fit together. And then we have these holes that kind of punch through all of the points where the triangles interface. So we're trying to figure out best approach for doing the topology, meaning like how to map the pixels. It's going to be quite a challenge. So that's why we have the dragon on this one. Phil B, paint your dragon. So we have this version, which is, like I said, the 6V. And then we also have a 4V that I started to work on. This has just half of the triangle subdivided into it. This is kind of just, it looks like a disco ball, right? But the next thing I'm going to do is like kind of figure out or get the triangles to kind of turn into these extruded tapered triangles, and then just kind of map that or rather circular pattern it across the sphere, and then kind of do the similar thing here where we make the holes, and then we add those magnet tabs for magnets. And then the actual sphere, the geodesic sphere at Epcot has these 3 pillars at an angle. And then at the very bottom is where you like actually enter the ride. So I have like this hexagon that kind of punches through. This way we can actually 3D print this half upside down without any support material, because this kind of acts as the support structure for the very tip. With 3D printers, you're able to kind of achieve overhangs of 70 degrees. That's kind of cutting it, but with the good active cooling on your 3D printer, you can get away with 75-degree overhangs. And there's just a bunch of holes at those corners there. So, this is what we're starting with. We're probably going to go with this version because it's going to be less LEDs, because we want to make something that people can actually replicate. So of course we could try to do this and spend maybe a month or two on like mapping out everything and assembling it, because we're thinking hot glue LEDs, NeoPix LEDs to all of the individual circles. But that's going to be very challenging, and we want people to be able to make their own version of it. So we think we might go with this version, but that's kind of what we're trying to figure out. We haven't really done something like this with this many LEDs before. We have something similar that we've done before. We did a New Year's Eve ball. Let me see if I can pull it up on the Adafruit Learn.
I have it here too.
Yeah. We did something kind of similar. Let me see if I can add screen.
Pretty close to the shape of it. And you can see how the...
There you go. You got it. Yeah. So we've done something similar, but it was like there's triangles and everything in it. But the center of it is more of just a NeoPixel strip that's wrapped around a cone or a cylinder. And it looks cool, but we really want to go with like this kind of thing where each individual point is like a mapped NeoPixel, and then we want to run some animations on it so we can do some cool effects, kind of like this, where these strips kind of swirl around the ball, and it's all the way around. But you can see here at the bottom, you kind of skip some of the LEDs because the pillars are, holding it up. But it's super epic, and this is more of a long-term project. But yeah, we'll update folks. There is something kind of similar you can purchase like on Etsy. It's like $400, and it's just half. It's like one of the Magic Band readers. Yeah. There's a Magic Band reader from the Magic Band reader makers. They do like these custom Disney Magic Band readers that have like LEDs, sound effects, and one of their latest ones is an Epcot Ball, and it does kind of have a similar effect, but it's only half of the sphere. It doesn't go all the way around. And I think PT or Lamar saw it, and they're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this, but like all the way around?" It's like, yeah. Let's give it a shot. So it's going to take a couple different Adafruit fruiters to make this happen. So yeah. And then Pedro, you've started 3D printing our prototype. And I also have the third prototype here that I printed just to kind of get an idea of like scale and the typology of the holes. So here you can see I've only printed kind of a quarter half of it. I decided not to print this top half because it would have required some supports, but I just wanted to kind of get an idea of the holes and the typology of it, and just kind of getting the scaling of it. Of course, this could make a really good hat. You can kind of put on your hat, but yeah, it's a lot. So we're taking it kind of piece by piece and trying to figure out the best approaches to get this thing actually reproducible. But yeah, I've been learning a lot about geodesic spheres, their frequencies. There's generators as well. There's like a Fusion 360 plugin that like just lets you pick a polyhedron shape, and then you just kind of click a button and it gets made. So there's lots of tutorials on how to model one from scratch, but these days you can just kind of find a model of a geodesic sphere and then just kind of tweak it to what you want it to do. For the star fragment of last week, I actually modeled this by hand, but you could easily just find a model and just kind of manipulate it to like have more subdivisions or to make it like a frame like this. So just a couple tips out there that you can always start from an existing model and just kind of modify it from there. So yeah, and if you ever go to Disney World, definitely check out Epcot at night. This thing is so amazing to see in person. It's just like 1,000 LEDs in your face. It's so crazy. Yeah. And it's pretty recent too. They started in I think 2020. They started the LEDs.
Oh yeah, no. Every
Fairly new.
festival they have a new like animation like show thing going on.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they can map different images and stuff to it. This
Mhm.
was like the holiday version, so it looked like a like an ornament.
Christmas stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so it had
I think
like
right now is
sparkle snowflakes.
what do they got right now? I think Encanto is what they're animating
Oh,
right now
really?
on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the patterns and stuff from there, and the music all syncing to it. Super cool.
Yeah, previously before they installed the LEDs, they would do projection mapping on the dome.
Yeah,
So
this
they
is
would like
way
put different
better.
characters on it, but it's so much cooler to see individual lights coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super cool.
Brent's saying we should show this off during show and tell. That is a good idea.
Yeah. Cool. We got Mr.
Yeah, I wanted
Sarton's
to
booth.
show off.
Imagine your job being Spaceship Earth LED pattern animator. Yeah, I wonder how they did the mapping for that one. They probably came up with some special software to figure out how to map it. Phil B is also kind of doing some research on some of the commercial available products. Like he said that you can get some stuff from like Best Buy that comes with an iOS app that allows you to just kind of use your camera and it'll like see all the lights and then figure out the mapping for you.
What?
Yeah, so he's going to do some research on that front and then figure out
that part of that. Huh.
Yeah, so there's also the open source XLED software that folks use to kind of make light shows for really big holiday displays. So maybe we look into that too. But we'll see where it goes. Like, is it going to be Arduino? Is it going to be CircuitPython? Is it going to be this custom commercial app? We don't know yet. We're doing the researches. We're in the research phase. So that's kind of what we got going on.
All right, cool. Trying to find the comments. Oh yeah, the type of LEDs you're using. I think it's the dots, correct?
Yeah, let's take a look here at my screen. And then I'll show you folks what LEDs I'm thinking to use for this particular project. Share screen. Let's do this one. Bring that in. All right, so there is this NeoPixel strip. If you type in NeoPixel soft, you'll find these strands. There's 50 LEDs per strand, but they seem to be like the most kind of low profile for like sticking it onto those holes on the geodesic dome. So I'm thinking this would work pretty well. They are not really waterproof. They don't need to be in this case, but they have like an enamel coating on the wire. And look, it's just that bare LED element.
Oh, I thought there was a cap on there.
Yeah, they're pretty bare, right?
Huh.
So I think these would be good for embedding into something instead of like having it on the outside. It's on the inside, right? So I think this would be working really well. It comes with these connectors to do data in and data out. But if you scroll down, you see that Erin St. Blaine, who's on the team, actually used it to do a wearable. She made this Hanukkah sweater. And you can see she was able to kind of, I think she either glued it or sewed it into the fabric. Yeah, she glued it. She used fabric glue. And that ended up working out really well for this project. So I'm thinking to use a bunch of these not that, these soft flexible wires. In the product video, Lamar says like not to overflex them because the enamel could probably crack. But if you're gonna like sculpt something and then set it in place, you should probably be fine. So yeah, there's not a data sheet for it, so that's going to be a little bit, but I'll measure it with my calipers and see what the pitch is. I think maybe in the product description there's a pitch, but yeah, there's no PCB or anything. It's just like these bare LEDs, and we'll probably use the Scorpio RP2040 feather as the brains, as the main dev board, because it does really good NeoPixel driving, and it's pretty speedy if you use the PIO stuff for the RP2040 chip. Yeah, and there's 50 pixels. I think I said that. So we'll probably end up using like over 100 or so on this project, depending on which sphere we choose. Yeah, good question. Good question.
Super
Ambitious
cool.
for sure.
Let's see, what's the other question? Oh, just comment. Mr. Certain Bruce is saying, gotta make a ride or do a fitted ride for the ants inside to go.
That's funny. Maybe there could be like little Lego minifigs, you know, that like go in there.
Being stuck on the ride is
It's so crazy to be
kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Going down
to
all
be on
those
the Spaceship
steps
Earth ride and then have to evacuate.
right
That was an
at the
experience.
top, right at the tippy
That
top.
was an
We had
experience. Yep.
I don't know what happened. Something got stuck, and we had to keep walking down all these flights of stairs.
Yeah, it was intense. It was like a really long hike to evacuate the ride, and not many folks can say they got to evacuate the ride.
Yeah, I know. Every time we
here's
ride
the,
on it, like, come on, break down.
here's a good comment from Tinkering Tech. The LED strings will also allow you to hug the dome nicely. Probably have the channels on the 3D print to sync the wires into. That's a good idea too.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And then from Alvaro,
Oh, that's a
could be
good
useful to
idea.
show a
Yeah,
nice star map. Oh, at the top of the sphere. Yeah, that'd be
is
cool.
a really good idea.
That is a really good one. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, folks, throw some ideas out there for what we can use this sphere as a display to display some actual data. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's in the
Cool.
trying to figure out how to actually map it stage.
Yeah,
right now.
that's the hard part. Yep.
Yeah, because the way one of the other ones that I saw was they're actually using like a matrix display. It looks like it's 3D, like the way it's modeled, but it's actually just flat. And that's the approach I was gonna go with. But Phil Lamar have been wanting to do an LED dome for a while, and this is a really good way to theme it out. So a dome it is.
Geodesic, man. Cool. All right. Again, it's gonna be a long-term project, so we'll keep we'll update folks on the weekly where we're at with it. All right.
Bruce is saying that he's got some evacuation videos queued up.
That's funny. Yeah. Yep. You can see some old remnants of the older like props that were there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some stuff
Windy.
they should bring back on, like the very last spaceship scene that is just all covered up.
Come on. I have my cat hanging out here. Come on, Winnie.
Oh,
Good
hey,
girl.
look. A dog has entered the scene over here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this week's community makes.
Okay, let me see here.
This week, because the what is it, the trendy thing, and I keep hearing the voiceover. I don't know who needs to hear this, but spring is here. So I kind of took it as a or actually no, you sent me this.
Yeah, I saw this
puzzle. And indeed it is kind of like a puzzle, kind of easy. None of this is actually glued in.
Oh really?
His face. Yeah.
Oh, you poor bird.
The feet all come off and everything, but yeah, it's a cool little, I guess, quote unquote puzzle. You were saying the designer said that you don't need supports, but in the video you can clearly see the added supports for the tail. I don't know how was it supposed to orient it without it needing any, because it would print in the air, like that.
Okay.
Air. So I did add supports for that. The individual parts do fit quite nice, like super snug, and just clicks in like that. It's the face, and then a little bit of a coolness with when you swap out for a different color, it still has a bit of that black gradient on there.
Right. Yeah, those are good.
Have that on there. And then the legs just press fit in like that. You have a very cool little
bird.
Oh God, forgot the name. Cardinal. I've been seeing these all over our area.
Really?
I really like the female ones too, yeah, because they're like sort of a brown color with like little tips of red. It's super cool. These are, of course, the males. They got to show off and look all pretty.
Oh, there's different LMH. These are different sizes of the bird or something?
There's different, what is it called? Like standing, like one's leaning, one's standing.
Oh, I get you. Different positions of it.
Stances, yeah, positions.
stances.
Yeah. It does stand
Cute.
up on its own. I get it.
Huh.
Right.
Yeah, this was printed with no supports. Look at the body.
I don't know.
Or is that supports? I don't know.
It looks like it right in the middle there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the support's there.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, on the
Oh.
face is what they said, because we posted a make of it, and the
It's because I didn't.
the designer GreenCopper said the face doesn't need supports, but you do need supports for like this area here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the body.
No, I
needs
didn't
it.
add any blockers on it.
Oh, I
just
see
let
what
it
you're
go.
saying. You can add a support blocker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's a free design on printables. It was designed by GreenCopper, and it's a
Yeah,
northern
excellent.
cardinal or a red cardinal.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And yeah, it's a bit of a puzzle. So
Yeah, definitely
cool.
the house. It's a like not inside joke, but there was always a funny thing during the holidays with the grandparents and the red cardinal. It was always hiding somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, wow. Alvaro's saying that they actually migrate from Costa Rica all the way to the U.S.
Wow. Good bird fact.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool, but then also kind of sad. I was hoping that they were making a house here because there's one right over by the in the backyard, the tree there. Keep seeing them there. And then I recorded one of them singing and then play it back to a different one, and it was like mad. It was like trying to swoop down at me.
Oh wow.
Totally
yeah, there's bird
with
apps too that let you kind of play back some maybe some bright things to say. Maybe it was like, this is my territory or something.
I wonder. Yeah, it's probably what it was saying because every time I would play it back, it would come down and take a swoop at me.
Oh wow, trying to attack you.
Yeah.
Fucking trash to the Cardinal. You didn't even know it. Cool. All right. Well, we got some more community makes, so let's get through those.
All right.
Oh, before I forget, I have a tab here. There's some new CAD parts this week on the Adafruit GitHub repo for CAD parts. I want to give a shout out to Devin, DJ Devin. He added a one of the parts. I think it's a 7-inch. Yeah, a 7-inch TFT display. He added that to the repo. So shout out to DJ Devin. I added the USB-C breakout and the Adafruit motor hat. This was a request from Melissa, who is on the Adafruit team. She's going to work on a robot really cool kind of. Yeah, so she needed a model of the motor hat. So now we have that in the CAD Parts repo. And if you want to get some 3D models of some Adafruit parts, check out the repo. We'll have a link for you there. And then also this USB-C breakout, which is a nice little breakout. I'm going to probably use this in the Epcot Spaceship Earth project so that I can break the USB port out. And this has the right pins for data, downstream data. So we can reprogram it through this breakout. So that'll be nice. I'll kind of do my own DIY USB cable sort of thing. And yeah, that is the latest on the CAD parts.
People in the Discord, good morning. Oh, hey, look, Facebook is working.
Oh yeah, I just started working at an hour.
Cool. No, it was working in the background.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, there's a CAD parts quick update there. We got some community makes here this week. We have Daniel Mikon, who posted up on Thingiverse their make of the Kingdom Key from Kingdom Hearts. Nice. This is a 3D printed prop that you can put together. Looks really nice. I think, is this a render? It looks really good. They said they printed on a Creality Ender 3S1. Yeah, that looks like a... It looks like a render.
Too clean to be real.
Yeah, like but I think it's real because you can kind of see here
shadows.
I think maybe they.
I mean, you could do those shadows too, right?
That's funny. We're
no, it's so hard to tell now
whether or not it's real or not. Look, there's a little blemish there. Do you see that?
Oh, okay.
I think it's real. It looks so good.
Yeah, the way it looks like an injection molded part. The handle, the yellow part.
Oh, that's funny. Like we don't know if it's real or not.
We used to be able to tell, like, okay, that was made with Softimage. Okay, this one was made in Maya. Yeah, this one definitely 3D Studio Max.
Right now, it's like, no, it's actually real. All right. Well, moving on, we have Pajama Person on Twitter made the
nice.
yeah, they made the Star Fragment lamp from last week.
What?
They used the
That looks
Cutie
so
Pie ESP
cool.
Pico instead of the S2, and they're using a WLED to do various animations. So this is kind of like a
Cool.
this more looks like a Super Mario star.
That's what I was gonna say.
The animation looks great. Yeah, here's another video of it doing some of the kind of flickers and stuff like that. Very cool. The first make.
And it's just a stick? That's what they're using in there?
Yeah, it's just the NeoPixel stick. But they're using WLED to do the animations. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. Good job hiding the wire because it looks like
that's actually
there's no wire.
One of the comments Brent said that we should use for the Spaceship Earth. Use WLEDs.
Oh, WLED, yeah, because it lets you do some fantastic like animations. I think you could like upload images and like it'll map it and animate that or something.
That's what I was hoping. If we went with the Matrix one, it's like, oh, let's just put a GIF on there because then you could.
All right, like a fire flame effect. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, next up, dodecahedron from Mikey printed the dodecahedron in PETG filament. Looks good. That's on printables. Bud on printables posted up their make of the pipe portal case. This is a nice kind of like compact pipe portal case that has the spot for a speaker and a power boost, so you can have like a portable power pipe portal. Very nice. Again, posted up on printables. A blast from the past. This is a little USB battery bank. We made it back when we were doing Pokemon Go when it first came out. It was all the craze, and we made like a little prop. So Jordan posted up their make of the of the potion, I guess you would call it, right? The Pokemon potion. It would like give health to your Pokemon. And then next up, we have an elf ear. This is a Ninja Flex project posted up by Ray Fox. Some green.
Hey.
Again, it's for flexible stuff. So you look like a. Is it earbud like adapter? Like you stuff your wireless earbud through it, and now you have this cool kind of cosplay prop. You got a remix for the Heatset Insert press rig by JPFJXP. They made an adapter for linear rail instead of the string and ball bearing setup. So they fashioned their own kind of stand too with a PVC pipe. Looks pretty good. Yeah. They posted that one up on Thingiverse. We got a make of the Pumpkin Skull remix that we did during the holidays. It was posted up by Martin. This is a fun, simple LED project. You can put LEDs in the eyes. Lots of folks have been making that one. And the last one this week is the Mario Boo planter, inspired by Super Mario Brothers. It's a little planter or a candy dish, whatever, of the little ghost. You can paint the pictures. Yeah, very relevant. Yeah, with the movie coming out. That was posted by the Broomf on printables.
I will be surprised if Super Mario Land doesn't have these as popcorn buckets.
They would make good popcorn buckets for sure.
Right?
Yeah, you always got to have a popcorn bucket at these theme parks. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Tonight, we have Show and Tell hosted by John Park. So be sure to tune in at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, I have to say, because we did the whole Daylight Savings thing. So check your time. We also have Ask an Engineer with Lamar and Phil at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. They're going to be showing new products. What else? Open source hardware news, top secrets, all the fun stuff. And then John Park's workshop is tomorrow, Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I'm not going to get used to saying that, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's a mouthful.
Man, I thought we were done with that crap.
I know, not here. It's just, I think some states like nope, we're not doing it.
I thought we were one of them.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be weird if like Florida did it, but then Massachusetts didn't? So we'd be like, sorry.
I thought that's what was going to happen.
Right? We'd all be like discombobulated. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, coupon code for the show is BIRD. Gets you 10% off your total order. Support the show by picking up, whatever physical goods you like at the Adafruit shop. We'll have some new products tonight. And then we'll also have another coupon code tonight and tomorrow. So check those out.
Right. Bird is the word.
Bird is the word, for sure. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and everybody for watching on the archive. Really fun to have everybody there. Yeah, until next week, remember to
make a great day.
Make a great day. Bye, folks.